Welcome to Pythian's webinar series. Today our topic is when to invest in the cloud and what to consider. I'm joined by one of Pythian's cloud experts, Chris Presley. In a Q&A style, we will answer a few questions for companies who are still planning their way to the cloud. But before we start, Chris will give us a short introduction about himself and Pythian's experience with the cloud.
Thank you, Stephanie. My name is Chris Presley. I'm a solutions architect with Pythian. I've worked with Pythian for about 8 years now in a variety of capacities, mostly with Microsoft technologies. Pythian specializes in helping companies adopt disruptive technologies. When it comes to our experience with the leveraging cloud technologies, we are platform independent, vendor agnostic company providing services. We can and have helped organizations look at cloud-based technologies, figure out how to best leverage those technologies, adopt the technologies, and then support the technologies on a go-forward basis.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thanks so much, Chris. So can you give a little bit of guidance where someone should adopt the cloud?
Certainly. I'm as I mentioned, a lot of IT workers are held accountable for certain things, and they don't like to give up control. And I'm a trust but verify kind of guy, and I want to, if I'm going to depend on something, and if I'm going to put my job on the line, I want to be very comfortable with whatever that is. So if you're relatively new to the cloud in your organization, I think that it's important to take a system-by-system view and pick out maybe some low priority or low use opportunities. Maybe deal with create some proof of concepts, maybe migrate some data on your own and get it up and running and take a look at it. Perhaps it's a good opportunity to get some of your developers, if they aren't already doing this, because they probably are, you just might not know about it, then certainly getting them to leverage cloud infrastructure as a service for some of their development projects or some of the testing phases and getting them comfortable with it. So basically things that if it goes away, you're not going to get in that much trouble. Nobody's really going to notice. That's a great way to do it. And then kind of moving on to maybe you have some low-use applications where if they're down or if it's a little slow, it's going to be annoying, but nobody's really going to get in a lot of trouble over it. Maybe there's a data entry application that someone's using in a department where, if it's unavailable for a couple hours on a day, not a big deal. If it's unavailable for longer, moving it back in-house, again, not a big deal. Then those are great candidates to get your confidence and experience there. Also, maybe disaster recovery. Perhaps you're using a space somewhere else in a rented colo kind of data center, and perhaps you can play around with using the cloud, the public cloud for your DR. Again, being careful about what information goes there, is it allowed to go there, and that sort of thing before you go. And then also maybe taking a look at some of the features being included in certain technologies. For example, each time Microsoft releases different products, they close the gap between that product and the cloud. SQL Server, for example, you can very easily utilize the cloud in conjunction with your on-prem SQL Server deployment. And just a little bit of advice in parting is that if this isn't something that you're really comfortable with, if it isn't something that you're doing on a daily basis, then I recommend looking for some experts to give you some advice, whether they're working for you, doing it all, or with you, or just helping you navigate the challenges so that you can run with the deployment. I think that will really mitigate the risks in cloud adoption.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today, Chris. So to wrap this up, I want to simply remind the audience that whether they are already in the cloud, on their way there, or still have some questions, Pythian can help. Pythian Cloud Services combine more than 200 years of experience with multiple certifications in cloud platforms, including AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. So when you're ready, contact us at info@pythian.com.